All right, we are going to work through several questions on this quiz review. I'm going to do them in groups and not do the whole thing all in one video. So we'll have a few videos on here. So this is the first part, and I won't be doing every question. If they're similar, I'll leave the second one kind of as an example. So these first two say rewrite the equation in exponential form. So this is just knowing how to change from exponential to logarithmic and logarithmic to exponential. So we know that log base b of, let's say, m equals x is the same thing as b to the x equals m. So the base of the logarithm is the base of the exponent, and then the thing on the right side goes to the power, and then you have the m over there. So following that same idea, we're going to have 17. That's our base of the logarithm, will be the base of our exponent. 17 to the first power equals 17. And the nice thing is we can look at this and say, yes, that's definitely true. So that's how we would write it in exponential form. I'll leave number 2 for you to work through. Same process, and the answers are on the worksheet, so you can check that. Now we're going to go back the other way. So this time we're starting with something b to the x equals m, and we are going to change to, and here's our base, so that will be the base of the logarithm. So log base b of m will equal x. And so for this one, here's our base, so that's log base 14 of x is equal to y, and that is how you change it to logarithmic form. And then the next 4 are expanding each logarithm using properties, and the 4 after that will be condensing. So we'll look at a couple of these. So our rules for logarithms, we know that if we have log base b of x plus log base b of y, that's the same as log base b of x times y, and the other way around. So actually we're going to be going this direction for condensing, for expanding, because we're expanding first. And then if you condense, you're kind of going this direction, where you start maybe with addition and going the other way. So this would be to condense. Our rule for subtraction, log base b of x minus log base b of y is log base b of x over y. And again, this is expanding this direction and condensing this direction. And the last one, we know that if we have log base b of x to some power, that's going to be the same as bringing that power out front. So this comes out here. And so once again, this is expanding, and this one isn't as obvious because it doesn't look like expanding or condensing, and then this way would be condensing. So let's take a look here at a couple of these. Most of them have a couple steps, and so we'll look at that. And actually you can usually kind of go 2 different routes. So here's our first option. First option would be to go ahead and use the rules of exponents first. So log, there's no base written there, so it's just log base 10, but we don't have to write it. So using the rule of exponents first, this would be 5 to the 6 times 4, which is 24, times 6 to the 4th. And now that we change that, we have multiplication here, so we can say log base 10, or just log of 5 to the 24th. Since it's multiplication, that's going to be plus log of 6 to the 4th. And then finally, we can bring this exponent out front, and we would have 24 times the log of 5 plus 4 times the log of 6. Option 2 would be to go ahead and use our rules of logarithms. So for a rule of logarithm, this could actually come out front first. So we would have 4 times the log of 5 to the 6th times 6. We can now split this up. Now we have to be careful because 4 is multiplied by this whole thing here. So we still need 4 multiplied by the whole thing, but we're going to split this whole thing into 2. So this is going to be log of 5 to the 6th plus log of 6, because that's a multiplication. We can change it to addition. We can keep going because we can use the power rule out, and we can bring the 6 out front here. So 6 log of 5 plus log of 6. And then lastly, we can multiply this 4 to both of these, and we get 24 log of 5 plus 4 log of 6. So we have both those options. I actually prefer this first one in blue, using the rules of exponents first, but you can do either. Number 6, I'm not going to work through all the way, but we have 2 multiplications here, so you're actually going to have plus twice, and then you'll have to work with the 6 once you get there. I wanted to jump to 7 or 8, so let's just do 8 because it's a little less crowded with all my writing there. And what we have to remember with 8 is that a square root of something is really x times y times z, and square root means this is to the 1/2 power. And what I would do again, I would kind of do it like this option 1 up here, where I would say, well, this is log base 4 of x to the 1/2, y to the 1/2, z to the 1/2. Then we can use the product rule. So this is log base 4 of x to the 1/2 plus log base 4 of y to the 1/2 plus log base 4 z to the 1/2. And then lastly, all these 1/2s can be moved out front. So our final answer will be 1/2 log base 4 of x plus 1/2 log base 4 of y plus 1/2 log base 4 of z. Now, my guess is some of you are getting these, after doing several problems, you're getting quicker at this, and really you might be able to jump from this step all the way to the last step, really, and I'm okay with that, but just realize you won't necessarily get partial credit if you mess something up in there. And then the last part we're going to do with this first video is condensing. And so I wrote these things up here. So let's see if we can move them down to where we're working. And we're going to pick a couple of these to do. Maybe we'll do 9 and 11 would be fine. So number 9, we're condensing. So the first thing we actually need to do, we can't do the subtraction yet. We have to work with these numbers out here. So this 3 is going to move up. So it's we're using this rule here, and we're taking the c and moving it up to the exponent of m. So our next step would look like this: log base 6 of 10 to the 3rd minus log base 6 of 11 to the 6th. Now that we have that, we can use this idea of subtraction. We see the subtraction here, and that's going to change to division. This only works if they're both the same base and they are both 6. So we can write log base 6 of, and this was subtraction, so it's going to change to division. The 10 cubed goes in the top, and 11 to the 6 goes in the bottom. Please just leave it like that. Yeah, I know 10 cubed is 1,000, but 11 to the 6th, I don't really want you multiplying that out, so you can go ahead and leave it like that. And we'll do number 11. So once again, these exponents will move up first. So this is going to be log base 8 of 10 squared plus log base 8 of 11 to the 10th. And then since it's addition, we're going to change this to log base 8 of those two things being multiplied together. So 10 squared times 11 to the 10th And it'd be good to put parentheses there to show they're all within the logarithm. So there are some examples of how to do those first 12 questions.